Yeah, thank you as always for covering the Lobos and for taking interest in volleyball. We're fired up to get after it. It was results-wise not our best weekend, but the unfortunate side is we actually outplayed our opponents in 3 of 3 matches. We just came out of that weekend 1-2 with a great win over Fullerton, battled Portland State tough and Cal Baptist on that last day. We gave them everything we had and came up a little bit short. And so we're taking those lessons into a really quick turnaround week. We had a good training session yesterday, a lot of good film sessions with our athletes, and tonight's one of those ones that we build memories off of. And so, as I've told the team, we approach it no differently than any other match. We're getting after it just like we would with any other team. Just turns out that there's a little extra excitement in the environment, and so we're excited to go battle with New Mexico State. We've been watching a ton of film on them. The players are excited to get after it. It was fun. Yesterday we had almost our full strength team on the court for a few minutes for what people were cleared to do, and so that was really cool to watch and go, okay, hey, we can see some really nice progress that this group is making with some of the adversity we've taken, with some of the physical challenges of some of the athletes. So we're excited to get after it. We know that we have a tall task ahead of us with taking down the Aggies, and a great team that they are, and a physical team. But we're excited and we're up for the challenge, and that's the way we attack every single match. So. Yeah.
Okay. Can you just talk about, I mean, obviously, you hear about the rivalry a lot, in sports like, football, basketball, but can you talk about what the rivalry is like in volleyball?
Yeah, volleyball is growing in the state. And so obviously down south, they're getting more and more club athletes playing volleyball. The volleyball in this part of the state is huge right now. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the entire country for women and for young women. And so I think just the idea that there's 2 powerhouses in the state that want to go battle and want to take right of hey, this year who's the best in the state. It's fun. It's a really cool environment. Our athletes are talking about it. They've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks about how excited they are for this match and wanting to get a big crowd out there. And the reality is the game has no memory. So last year we I thought had 2 really nice matches that we put together against them to kind of to finish out the non-conference segment. And this year it has no memory. So it's not this hey every year we flick the lights on and this is how we're going to perform. No, we've got to show up. We have some high expectations for a lot of players that are seeing minutes that haven't seen a ton of minutes before, and we just expect them to show up and show out, and that's so it's a fun thing for us in the state, in the sport of volleyball, because we do feel like the state is growing in volleyball and the participation numbers, the high school, the club level, the number of athletes that are now going and wanting to play in college is growing since I got here 7 years ago, and that's just a great thing to say. Hey, come and showcase, watch the showcase teams get after it in this state. It's a really cool environment to create.
Speaking about your team and your roster, I mean, how much do you kind of feel like that they feel like this is a rivalry game? Just because, I mean, like, you guys don't have anyone from New Mexico on your roster. I know New Mexico State does. So, I mean, do you feel like your guys are kind of like amping this one?
I do. I think it probably starts with just the amount of community work that this team does. Whether it's with Special Olympics or it's our summer camps or it's any of the little special clinics that we do after matches. We do that to grow participation. We do that to grow excitement, to grow buzz around the sport. And so I think they absolutely feel a rivalry. I think they absolutely feel that, hey, in this state, we want to be seen as the university to attend if you're serious about volleyball. And so in order to do that, you got to go win big matches, and tonight is no different in that. And so I do think while you don't have a roster full of New Mexico athletes on our roster, I think there's still a heavy feel of like, hey, a sense of pride in going after it for your state and going after it for your university. So I think both teams feel that, and I know they do. Go watch the opening first 10 points, and it's going to feel like an absolute a heavyweight boxing match out there. And then it'll settle down, and it'll be just volleyball. But in the beginning, it's going to be intense, and it's going to be urgent, and it's going to be a heavy feel. And that's what we've talked to the team about is, hey, our job tonight is to stay really, really present. And if we do that, we can reset after every point, then great. This is going to be a heck of a battle, and how much fun that'll be.
Can you talk about the interesting nature of how it's scheduled? Like home tonight, tomorrow, on the road in Deuces? It is interesting. Scheduling is tricky with different opponents, and so I'll leave it right there. In an ideal world, you play this toward the latter half of the week. Teams get to prepare, teams get to it, and it just didn't work out that way this year. And so obviously, in an ideal world, that's what you would do, but we don't live in that world today. And the match is 36 hours after our last match, 48 hours after our last match that finished on Saturday at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's a really fast turnaround, 48 hours, so we're playing again. And so interesting timing. The way it worked out this year is a lot different than I think either coach would have loved for it to be the way that it worked. But we're here, and in 6 hours, we're playing a match. And so we're going to go get after it.
We had about 13, 8, I believe, total people there. Could you talk about how great that energy was? Because it really was kind of exceptional. One of the better attended games in recent memory.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think just the excitement of trying to get our on-campus community out to the games, the excitement of getting the volleyball community in the greater Albuquerque area out to the games is huge. And so if someone wants to come watch some really exciting volleyball, we are encouraging anyone and everyone to come out and show out. I think tickets are $5 at the door. We still have plenty of seats. You can come and let's pack the house. It'll be a really fun environment. And so 5 o'clock tonight at Johnson Center.
I guess, can you talk about how nice it is, I guess, to have such like a passionate matchup right before conference starts to really get you guys going?
Totally. Results are results, but the reality is you have to be able to show up in those moments, and this is one of those ones where we have to just keep showing up. And the conference is, in my opinion, if you look across the board, there are teams losing to teams or teams beating teams that you didn't expect, which tells me the conference is as open this year as it is any year. And so the reality is we need to be in these matches right now. We need to go down to Cruces tomorrow. We're going to leave tonight after the match, play down there tomorrow night. We need to be in those matches to know what this conference is going to feel like night in and night out for the next 9 weeks of conference play. So I think it's really important, and we're excited for it.
What are some of the challenges that the IDs present?
Yeah, I think number one, they're physical. Across the front row, their two middles are 6'2", 6'3". They've got a 6'5" opposite, and so we've got to play big. We're not that big. We're between 6 foot and 5'11", and that's us. And so you have to match their physicality, which is, I think, really dynamic athletic play. We've got to be explosive offensively, defensively. We've got this mantra that we say EDP, that's extreme defensive pressure. That it is really hard to score points on us, and they can score. That's something they do really well. I think they've got good servers on the line that come after you from the serving standpoint. And lastly, the thing that they do well is they block. They put big hands in front of you on every swing. And so we're going to have to match that physicality with our speed and with our tempo and our explosiveness on the offensive side.